I'm going to build a team of the NFL's very best rising stars, bringing in players who are only 23 years old or younger, starting with the wide receivers. Puka Nacua broke 4 different NFL records last season, including the most receiving yards in a rookie season with 1,486 yards, and he'll be wide receiver number 1. He definitely has the potential to be one of the best receivers in the NFL for years to come. Once we finish building this team of rising stars, I will simulate each season until this team wins the Super Bowl, tracking each player's development to see if they can become elite superstars in the NFL. Joining Puka Nacua at wide receiver will be Zay Flowers, who has already started to make a name for himself catching passes from Lamar Jackson. George Pickens, Jordan Addison, and recently drafted Marvin Harrison Jr. will close out the rest of the wide receiver room. All 5 receivers are 23 years old or younger, and they are primed to have bright NFL careers. There'll be some rising stars from your favorite NFL team that don't make this roster, so let me know down below in the comments who you think are really good young players poised to have amazing careers in the NFL. Continuing with the offense, let's bring in the best tight ends who are 23 years old or younger, starting with Sam Laporta. He came into his rookie season and made an immediate impact for the Lions, racking up almost 900 receiving yards. He's an 86 overall with superstar potential, and backing him up will be Kyle Pitts. He's just 23 years old and has the potential to have a huge season with Kirk Cousins in Atlanta. I also included Brock Bowers since he was drafted 13th by the Raiders. Next up, we have to add the best young players on the offensive line. Cam O'Connell and Charles Cross will be the left tackles on the team, with Tyler Smith and Peter Skoronski at left guard, Joe Tippmann from the Jets at center, rookie Jackson Powers Johnson, and Zach Zinter at right guard, followed by Penei Sewell, who is actually the highest rated offensive player on our roster so far, with rookie Joe Alt backing him up. The entire offensive line are just 23 years old or younger, but as you can see, some of the positions are lacking potential here. Before we get to the quarterback position, let's add the best running backs 23 years old or younger, starting with Kenneth Walker, who came into the NFL and had over 1,000 rushing yards as a rookie, and then followed that up with 900 rushing yards in 15 games last season. Joining him will be Breece Hall from the Jets and Lions running back Jahmyr Gibbs. I really thought Bijan Robinson would have made the team, but for some reason he's only an 82 rated in Madden, so unfortunately he doesn't make the roster. This trio of young running backs should cause havoc for opposing NFL defenses. Now, for the most important position in football, CJ Stroud will be QB1. At only 22 years old, Stroud is coming off an incredible season, winning Offensive Rookie of the Year and leading the Texans to the playoffs. Backing him up will be first overall pick Caleb Williams. And I wonder if he'll live up to the expectation that comes with being a first overall pick. And just like that, we have built an entire offense of the best rising stars, 23 years old and younger. Moving on to the defense, starting with the secondary. Kyle Hamilton is just 23 years old and is one of the best young safeties in the NFL right now, racking up 4 interceptions this past season. Joining him will be another Detroit Lion in Brian Branch, who is an 85 rated after his great rookie season. Not a whole lot of options for the free safety position, but Jordan Battle of the Cincinnati Bengals will lead the way, with rookie Cole Bishop backing him up. Continuing on, Trent McDuffie is the highest rated cornerback at 23 years old, and he has already won 2 Super Bowls with the Chiefs in his first 2 seasons in the NFL. Joining him will be Derek Stingley Jr., Devin Witherspoon, Christian Gonzalez, and Martin Emerson Jr. It would have been great to add superstars like Sauce Gardner or Patrick Surtain, but they are over the age of 23, so they can't join the team. Moving to the defensive line, we have some great young players, starting with Will Anderson Jr. He is coming off an incredible season, winning Defensive Rookie of the Year, and will probably be the Texans' best edge rusher for years to come. Backing him up will be George Karlaftis, with Jalen Carter and Leatu Latu playing on the opposite side. Unfortunately, at defensive tackle, the best players 23 years old or younger are T'Vondre Sweat, Danu Benton, and Brian Brees. Hopefully, the 3 of them can develop into superstars in the NFL one day. Now for the linebackers. Leo Chenal is the highest rated outside linebacker at 81 overall at just 23 years old, and he'll lead this group with Kayvon Thibodeau from the Giants joining him, who actually had a very good season last year with 11.5 sacks. As for the rest of the linebacker core, Ivan Pace Jr. and Trenton Simpson will be the middle linebackers on the team, followed by Dallas Turner and Christian Harris at right outside linebacker. As for kicker and punter under the age of 23, we're bringing in Cade York and Ethan Evans to the team. Now that we assembled the best rising stars team in the NFL, they start the season at 86 overall, 87 rated offense, and 85 rated defense. But how many seasons will it take this team to develop into elite superstars in order to lift the Lombardi Trophy? After simming through the regular season, the team of rising stars clinched the playoff spot, finishing 11-6. It's still pretty impressive that we finished 8th in the entire NFL in our first season. Before we jump into the wildcard game against the Falcons, CJ Stroud is now up to a true 84 overall. Puka Nacua has also gotten a lot better since the start of the season, while Kenneth Walker is over a 90 now. On defense, Kyle Hamilton is up to a 91 overall, with Jalen Carter actually getting a nice boost in season number 1. CJ Stroud has had a solid season, throwing for 3,350 yards, with 23 touchdowns and only 6 interceptions. Kenneth Walker is carrying the offense with over 1,100 rushing yards and 11 touchdowns. Dave Flowers finished the season with over 1,000 yards, while Puka Nacua was not far behind. Will Anderson continued to improve, sacking opposing quarterbacks 16 times this season. Heading into the wildcard game against the Falcons, we should definitely be able to take them down. After simming the entire first half, we find ourselves trailing. No score in the third, but in the fourth, we end up taking the lead and the Falcons fail to answer back. And just like that, we are now moving on to the divisional round. Stroud played really well, throwing for 275 yards and 2 touchdowns this game. The team of Rising Stars now take on a really good Packers team, and the game started off with both teams trading touchdowns. The team of Rising Stars took over in the second quarter, taking a huge lead into halftime. We were then able to continue that dominance, taking down Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers. Kenneth Walker led the way, scoring 3 rushing touchdowns. I figured this team would be pretty good, but I didn't expect them to make the NFC Championship game in year number 1. Next up is the Dallas Cowboys. And after simming the first quarter, Dallas has a 10-point lead. Both teams managed to score 10 points in the second quarter, but we still trail heading into the second half. Unfortunately, our chances at winning a Super Bowl in year 1 was not looking good, and we end up losing to the Cowboys 26-18. That's a really tough loss, but hopefully we can get back here next season. The Cowboys end up losing to the Bills in the Super Bowl by just 3 points. Heading into season number 2, our offense pretty much remains the same, with Marvin Harrison Jr. actually up to superstar X Factor. Stroud continued to develop, and he is now up to an 87 overall to start next season. As for the defense, Will Anderson is up to an 88 overall, but still at star potential. One surprising upgrade is Jordan Battle, who is now up to an 84 overall with superstar potential. Our team is now up to an 89 overall with a 91 rated offense and 88 rated defense. Let's sim the entire regular season and see if this team can get back to the playoffs for the second straight season. And we end up finishing with a 10-7 record, which was good enough for first in the NFC North. A lot of our players on offense have developed quite a bit during the season, especially Marvin Harrison Jr., who is now up to a 90 overall. Our defense looks to have gotten a little bit better as well, with Jordan Battle up to an 88 and Jalen Carter up to an 89. Stroud actually had a down year, throwing 13 interceptions, but Kenneth Walker carried the offense once again, rushing for over 1,500 yards this season. Puka Nacua was the only receiver with over 1,000 receiving yards, and Will Anderson put up another 16.5 sacks. He's actually a beast. We take on the Rams in the wildcard game this time. After simming the entire first half, it looks like we're putting up a lot of points, taking a 17-3 lead into halftime. The Rams had no answer in the second half, and we went on to easily defeat them with Stroud throwing for over 300 yards, but no touchdowns. But you know it was all Kenneth Walker, putting up 3 rushing touchdowns this game. Next up is the Vikings, led by J.J. McCarthy and Justin Jefferson. The game went back and forth from the first half, but luckily we have the lead. Simming all the way to the fourth, the Vikings trail by 8 with the ball. And in the red zone, J.J. McCarthy connects with the receiver to put them on the 1-yard line. A couple plays later, J.J. finds Justin Jefferson in the end zone for 6, but they need to convert on a 2-point conversion to tie this one up. And on the 2-point conversion, he has plenty of time and finds his receiver in the end zone to tie this game up. One last drive to win it all. Stroud connects with Flowers over the middle for 11 yards. Faced with a 3rd and 2, Kenneth Walker runs straight up the middle for a huge gain, setting up a game-winning field goal. The kick is up, and it's good! We're heading back to the NFC Championship game. This time, we take on the Buccaneers. After simming the first quarter, we were off to a strong start, up 17. The Bucs managed to put up 2 touchdowns in the second quarter, but still trailed by 13 points. Skipping ahead to the fourth quarter, the Bucs trailed by 10 points, but we were on the 6-yard line looking to extend that lead. On 3rd and goal, Stroud hikes the ball, steps back, has to keep it for himself, but ends up taking a sack. The Bucs ended up running out of time, and we went on to win 33-20. We now take on the Baltimore Ravens in the Super Bowl. This is going to be a real tough game. On the Ravens' opening drive, Lamar was able to get down the field with some nice passing, and in the red zone, Lamar keeps it for himself and dives into the end zone for the touchdown. Unfortunately, CJ Stroud and the offense failed to convert on 3rd down, and now the Ravens have a chance to extend their lead. And they did just that with a 5-yard touchdown pass to Rashad Bateman. In the second half, the team of Rising Stars found themselves trailing by 10 points. But early in the third, CJ Stroud throws it to Puka Nacua over the middle for the touchdown. Skipping ahead to late in the fourth quarter, the Ravens lead by just 4 points. From our own 20-yard line, Stroud connects with Laporta for a 7-yard pickup. On the very next play, Stroud goes right back to Laporta, who is wide open for a huge 50-yard gain. Just before the 2-minute warning, Puka Nacua makes a grab for another first down. On the very next play, Stroud hands it off to Kenneth Walker, who runs right up the middle for the touchdown to take the lead. And Lamar gets the Ravens into field goal range. On first down, he tries to connect with his receiver, but it's intercepted by Devin Witherspoon. And that was enough for the team of Rising Stars to close up the game and win the Super Bowl in just 2 seasons. I definitely thought it was going to take a lot longer than 2 seasons, but these Rising Stars really developed into superstars, and they are now Super Bowl champions. If you enjoyed this video, you should definitely click on this one right over here. I know you'll enjoy it. click on it.